Hi, Bob Ream here talking about purity. One of the aspects of purity that we're striving for and which is happening to us as we walk with Christ is this concept of transformation. We're actually being transformed into the likeness of Christ. It's interesting when you look at scriptures in Romans 12:2. It says, "Do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your minds." And so transformation takes place when we renew our minds, when we set our minds on things above, when we are filled our minds with scriptures, and as the scriptures start to infiltrate every aspect of our being and our souls, and we start to act on the scriptures in obedience, there's a transformation that takes place. Don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your minds. You may prove what is the will of God. Transformation can take place and takes place when we get a good look at Jesus. When Moses came down from the mountaintop, it says his face glowed. In 2 Corinthians 3 verse 18, it actually says, "And we all with unveiled face, beholding the glory of the Lord, are being changed into his likeness from one degree of glory to another." You think about change and how incremental it is. In the Navy or in life itself, when you have a compass, there's 360 degrees in a compass. And if I'm looking straight ahead, that's 0, 0, 0. And if I just go 0, 0, 1, I just look just 1. That's a very almost imperceptible change. And if I look at 0, 0, 2, it's just another degree more. Now, of course, if I do 0, 9, 0, 90 degrees, that's totally this way, looking straight off to my right. And so, but there's 90 steps to get there, all the way looking over here. And the scripture says that we're being transformed from one degree of glory to another, that as we look at Jesus. And so it's an important thing, this transformation, but it's incremental. It's something that we're not to get discouraged about, that we just don't immediately just get transformed and never look at pornography again and never ever stumble again. I think of the verse in Proverbs that says, "A righteous man falls 7 times and gets up." 7's a perfect number. And I look at that and I think, wow, I just got to keep getting up. I'm going to fall, yeah, I'm going to fall. I may stumble again, yeah, but I'm going to get up. I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to stay down less time this time than I did last time. And I'm going to get up and I'm going to start believing the promises. It's interesting in Acts 4 verse 13, it says, "When they perceived and saw the boldness of Peter and John, and saw that they were uneducated, untrained men, they perceived that they had been with Jesus." Being with Jesus had transformed them. And so this transformation process in the area of being totally immersed with pornography, to learning to hate pornography, it's a process. It's a process that we go through, away from being totally defiled to being practically walking with him where that stuff would offend us, where we have the same value system as Jesus has. It's interesting in 2 Peter 1, verse 3 and 4, a tremendous promise that is given to us. It says, "His divine power has given to us everything that we need for life and godliness." It comes through the knowledge of him, referring to Jesus, the knowledge of him who calls us to his own glory and excellence. Jesus is calling us to excellence, moral excellence. It says, "By which he's given to us his exceedingly great and precious promises." That through these promises, you and I can escape the corruption that's in the world because of lust, and we can become partakers of the divine nature. This is transformation. When we can escape the corruption that's in the world because of lust and actually become a partaker of the very nature of Jesus. That's holiness. That's practical holiness. That's what we're to strive after. This is what our goal is, what we're aiming for. So just a few things. When you're in this process, it doesn't mean that you won't be tempted. We'll never stop being tempted as long as we're in the world. It doesn't mean we're sinless. I still, unfortunately, stumble and fall. But the lengths of times between when I stumble and fall have gone from, I used to go 3 and 4 times a day, to once every year or once every 2 or 3 or 4 years. I'd like to say I've gone 10 years. I'm not there yet. But I've gone years. I can go years. It just means it's not obsessive. It's not oppressive. I could have a weak moment. David had a weak moment. He wasn't a weak man, but he had a weak moment. He had a series of weak moments once he got involved with Bathsheba. When you look at it from that perspective, give yourself some grace, but pick yourself back up and walk after God. Make it the bent of your life to seek his face, to spend time with him. As we spend time with him face to face, as we spend time in his word, as we appropriate His grace, we will be transformed, it says, from one degree of glory to another. So keep progressing. Don't give up. Don't quit. Keep going.